just showing you this website that I'm just looking at in trying to look at ways to deconstruct this thing called whiteness. Now take a look at this. I hope you can see this. I'm trying to show you here. I'm just, I did a keyword search to find out. If people want to learn something about this pathological of whiteness, how to actually deconstruct this. So let me show you something here. I came across this site, and there's the link. Okay. Look at this section here, whiteness in the news. So we have these people who are part of some kind of environmental consciousness movement, and they were instructed to lighten the faces of the ethnic people that they were doing a mural of. Now, I didn't even realize that there was something called racism in art. And here, we'll just pan over here and I'll leave it up to you to read this. A group of artists has been asked to lighten the faces of children depicted in a giant public mural at a Prescott school. The project's leader says he was ordered to lighten the skin tone after complaints about the children's ethnicity. But the school's principal says the request was only to fix shading and had nothing to do with political pressure. Let's deconstruct that. Why would the principal even ask to fix the shading? Continuing, the Go on Green mural, which covers 2 walls outside the Miller Valley Elementary School, was designed to advertise a campaign for environmentally friendly transportation. It features portraits of 4 children, with a Hispanic boy as the dominant figure. R.E. Wall, director of Prescott's Downtown Mural Project, said he and other artists were subject to slurs from the motorists as they worked on painting at one of the town's most prominent intersections. We consistently for 2 months had people shouting racial slanders from their cars, Wall said. We had children painting with us, and here come these yells of epithets for blacks and epithets for Hispanics. And then they said there's an update. I'm just going down this website and seeing, okay, there's a show host who does this experiment on these black children. Why don't we have shows like this where we actually see ourselves talking to ourselves as well? For example, here, why do we always see that in the environmental movement? What did, for example, Bell Hooks teach us in something called Sisters of the Yam? I'm just scrolling down on this. This is not a bad page actually, because it shows some real garbage here in terms to mean something very offensive. Look at this, back in the day. World's highest standard of living. Look at the orchestration of things like this. Look who's standing in the line with their bags, and look who's on, for example, the billboards. To the Caucasian world, please tell us. Something about the spirit in this. How is this okay? These portrayals of blacks, of looters, when Caucasians, you knew about this stuff. There was data to say that there was a storm, and you know what? Just said whatever you said. One way to reconstruct a better world is So look at things like this. And don't say, well, black people, you have to integrate with this to dissolve your genetics. No, you don't do that. What you do, you say, you know what we're going to do? Is we're going to be honest with everything. The black community is very aligned spiritually. But when we have some things called the supremacy of whiteness and the pathological of whiteness, a lot of the whiteness has been actually socialized through something called religion. Today is a day that people may say, hey, it's time to go to church or whatever the fuck people say. Why do you have to go to a place one day of the week to nurture your spirit and not even deconstruct what exactly is being taught to people? And still we rise. I'm just scrolling down. How do we actually teach about whiteness? We look at social policy. Who's actually formulating social policy? Social policy relates to governance, relates to environment, it relates to judicial, relates to economics. Where exactly are we in these types of discussions? I wanted to thank the Blues for actually providing an opportunity for people like ourselves to interact with something called governance in a very collaborative and participatory way. This is just one opinion, but we'll see. We hear a lot of this. We see a lot of recommendations. Wow, color blindness. Why do they even teach shit like this to us? We need to be taught how to love ourselves. This has nothing to do with the biomedical pharmaceutical data problem. Or maybe it does. This has nothing to do with a pharmaceutical treatment problem. This has everything to do with access to knowledge. One way to deconstruct this bullshit is to say, you know what? We need some books. But we need some books written by us. Thanks for watching. Where are we? And you know what? We need to get paid. Sit down and say, you know what? How much is my effort worth? Well, my effort is worth 100% of the net worth. But I'd like to process that right away. So then we need to modernize the judiciary system. 24 hours and your stuff is handled. Is that enough time to go through data? Well, we gotta look at different models then, right? Because why do some people that go through tragedies related to this stuff? Have to wait years. People, start deconstructing this thing called the supremacy of whiteness. Thanks for watching.